Good evening, guys, girls, guardians, and gamers. Welcome to the actual first episode of Stasis Chat. Tonight, I have the one and only Baldman Gamer.
Good evening.
I have the the microphone, and the man behind the scenes, Shadow Maul.
Howdy.
And today we have the one and only Stubbs from Stubbs Gaming, and God knows what else, because I'm not saying it all.
I've got about 6 different podcasts, so yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. How you doing? And it's working. It's good.
Yeah.
It's working as opposed to yesterday.
We don't talk about yesterday.
So do we
Yesterday never happened.
Do we want to tell people what Stasis Chat's about, the podcast?
Stasis Chat. It's basically 3 Destiny players who, well, basically want to. Well, tonight I did. Okay, so there's 4 Destiny players,
Sometimes there could be more.
and at times there could be more. There, 3 of us are warlocks. I don't know what Stubbs is yet. I've yet to play with him.
I'm actually Hunter.
Oh.
I knew this already. I didn't say anything though.
That's it. Stream's over. But yeah, but tonight basically we're going to go over what was said yesterday at the Destiny showcase, and as well as that, we are going to be talking a little bit about Gamescom opening night live. So I've watched half of that second one, so I need to catch up later. But so yeah, first things first, the Lightfall trailer. How beautiful was that?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yes.
I when we was watching the live event yesterday, I genuinely got goosebumps from it. I was absolutely blown away by it.
Yeah. BMG.
Yeah, enjoyed it. It was a hell of a showcase. It's probably the best one I think they've ever done. The trailer for Lightfall, what's coming in 28th of February 2023. Got some amazing content coming. It's a shame we have to wait for so long, but yeah, it was good. What they showed was good. It was exciting. It was new, and I'm looking forward to actually playing it eventually. For now, it'll have to be pirates.
Pirates.
It was really, really good. I mean, to be honest, it's I haven't yet completed Witch Queen, obviously, but it Lightfall was a very impressive trailer. It seems to me that Bungie, obviously, I'm going on what you guys have said, and a lot of people in the community are based off Witch Queen. As far as at this moment in time, they are comparing Witch Queen to what? Hang on, the Taken King was in Destiny 1, which was the pinnacle. Incredible. So it seems now that the Bungie team are spending far more time creating the content. They're trying to get the storylines right, the narrative, the lore. They're putting, honestly, it seems to me that they are actually, when you can hear the developers talking about the game, these are actually gamers themselves that are very passionate about the game. They seem to be putting everything into this content, and that, in essence, is what you need for a live service game. That they are trying to meet the gamers' demands to keep the content fresh and going, because it's not easy creating games, especially live service. But yeah, the Lightfall trailer was, as you say, mind blowing. It looked really good in my opinion.
Yeah,
it did.
I mean, it gave me
yes.
80s action, sci-fi action vibe. The entire trailer.
But what it did quash, because we've all heard it. This was the end of Destiny 2. It's quashed. They quashed that rumor. They just said it's the end of the light and the darkness, and they're going to enter a new chapter. Well, obviously, they're not going to say what that new chapter is, because they want to leave it for another. I imagine when it comes to that, you'll probably get another showcase when they get there. You can't tell people everything, can you? I mean, you can't.
No, no, thing is, they announced the you had Lightfall, then you had the final shape, and then I think it was during the Witch Queen announcement last year, they announced and Beyond. So there is that. They already announced that there was more to come.
Yeah, the next expansion's Beyond Lightfall. Isn't it?
Uh,
Isn't that what they named it? Beyond Lightfall?
no, no, it was Lightfall, and then it was Final Shape.
Final shape. I'm sure. I don't know why I heard something mentioned about Beyond Lightfall, so I'm just to see. I could have been just mislistening to that. Ignore me.
Mm. Uh, Shadow.
Uh, what was the question? I'm kind of.
Hang on a minute. Just want to shout out Logic in chat. Thanks for popping in, mate. I appreciate you stopping by. Much appreciated. And BMG, as everyone knows, I always shout people out, even in chat, even if they're on the panel. Sorry, crack on.
Well, what was you asking, sir? I was really
Oh,
not paying
basically,
attention.
it was basically we were talking about how people thought that Lightfall was the final expansion, but
Yeah.
yet it wasn't. It was announced. In fact, it was announced during what was it? Beyond Light, that there was going to be Lightfall and Witch Queen Lightfall and Final Shape.
No, originally though, it was Lightfall. It wasn't until after they already announced Lightfall as the final that they had enough content and a bit more story to tell that they decided to then go further with another one. But originally, it was announced Lightfall was the final expansion. It was only after they thought, hang on a minute, we've just got that bit more story to tell that we could get another expansion out of. That then they said we are doing a further final expansion of the Light and Darkness.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that because I wasn't back in Destiny at that point. I wasn't.
It was a dark time in
Destiny's
Destiny.
It's had a dark time. A lot.
Since I mean, Destiny have always been Bungie have always been that company when it comes to saving it from death. Of like, for example, year one of Destiny 2 was horrendous. Then they brought out
I was playing it then. Activision there got blamed, but then again,
Yeah.
what you seen was, see, I'm going to go with history here. Bungie have a reputation of blaming other people other than themselves. They blame Microsoft when they used to own Halo. They wanted to get away from Microsoft because obviously they were owned by Microsoft. I think, but they weren't with Activision. It was a deal. And then he blamed Activision because Activision did go all in on monetization methods. It was quite bad. It was. And then they got away from them. And then people realised they were still bad. It seems to me that they're on the right track now because from what I gathered from this event, you guys have played completed Witch Queen, and you say it's very, very bloody good content. So the next drop's good. So from what I can see, they're on the right track to become an even bigger franchise, and it's a really bloody bright future. If I'm honest, I think PlayStation now acquiring them may have been a good thing. Who knows? But the company, the content. If you watch the stuff, you could see the whole passion for the game. They weren't faking it. You can tell that the developers were actually genuine fans because I actually did watch nearly the entire show, did the post show as well, and there was lots of talk on that, but it can only go so far. You know, the community manager kept trying to get them to drop tidbits, but no, they were very secretive on certain bits. They were like, I can't remember what they said. Quite often, they went, "Yes, I can confirm." Well, I can't say no more. There is a raid. There you go.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But they have lots of content, and the main theme of games like this is trying to keep people engaged in content with seasons. And they do seem to have a roadmap, but I'm hoping this will be the start of. It just seems exciting, to be honest, that the future of Destiny does, because yeah, that's what I got from the event. It's very exciting. It
Hmm.
is.
I mean, from beginning to now, it's almost been like a learning curve for them. Watching how they've come along. I mean, look at the launch pre-launch where they lost what half their staff um due to disagreements. But um, anyone else want to add to that or anyone?
Yeah.
I,
Sorry, go on. Go on,
I,
sorry.
I personally think that, so yes, Destiny at first was, I'm not going to say it wasn't brilliant, but I did enjoy it at first. But then, like, once Activision and Bungie split, and we had the whole new light, and I was looking up Reddit today, and people going, what the hell's going on? You know, why am I shooting at these people? Why am I shooting at like the Cabal? Why am I shooting at these bad guys? What point to it is there? Where's the story behind it? And obviously, because me and Brian, I believe you, Dave, as well, have played it since, since the Red War release.
Yes.
So we know the original storyline. We know why we're shooting at the Cabal. We know why, to do the Hive and even the Scorn. We know where they came from. But one of the problems we're seeing now is people are saying, it's not very new player friendly because they ain't got a clue what's going on, why we're shooting at specific enemies, even what's going on within the game itself, like story wise, if it's plot or what. A lot of people are saying it's very confusing. They're saying that the gunplay's absolutely bloody brilliant, and they can't fault it. But it's just saying that the story they can't get into is just bad.
I'd just like to say hello to. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Tom Wild?
Yes, Tom
Yes.
from LOD Perspective. Thanks for popping in,
Thanks
mate.
for popping in.
He's
And thanks for subbing.
He's dropped a sub. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
He said that on Stubbs is doing the rounds again. He knows I do. He knows I do loads of podcasts.
Too many.
Yeah, we roped him in for this one. Well,
Stubbs is always here. He's always going to be here. He's like the couch. We keep the couch.
one of us. One
No,
of us.
you are right in the sense. See, the problem is it's a hard one because obviously when Destiny 2 started, like if you were a new player now jumping in, you wouldn't get any of that, would you?
No.
Exactly. So the main base the main base campaign, if you jump in now from Destiny 2, do you still get the same base campaign as when the game started, or was that gone?
It is still there, but it's done in a legacy form, so it's only like the main highlights. It's not really going into the story. You do in a way, but
New Light. Yeah, sort of New
but
Light.
it's not that good. I've been through some of the legacy. I went what was the one with the Scorn came in? Forsaken, that's the one. And I went through it thinking, maybe be the full DLC, and it really wasn't. It was just snippets of the DLC, and it was just basically highlights.
Yeah.
I was quite disappointed.
But they do have when you actually build up Destiny and when you click destinations in the top right hand corner is the entire timeline of Destiny 2. You literally can scroll right back to the start and get all the info and everything's happened and all the seasons as well as the expansions right up to this season that we're on, season 18 that we're at now. So yeah, if you're a newcomer to the game, you're not getting to play that base content because it's been sunsetted. Obviously, they've announced anything from Beyond Light onwards will not be. But you can look at the timeline and it gives you all the information you need of what's happened from the very start of the Red War to where we're at now. So even though you're not playing it, it's literally there for quick view, full timeline bar and seeing what's going on. So
So
yeah,
Log-
it's. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, Logic's just put there was a video shared yesterday, which is basically a
Yeah, the new yeah.
TLDR. What's he mean? So it catches people up quickly in the video. That was what Bungie made. I did hear something about that.
Yeah,
It's made for newcomers.
yeah, and also they introduced like they did back. I can't remember if it was Forsaken or the one before where the did the where you could use like I think it was like called Bright Light or something like that, and you instantly went to the soft cap. And they've done the same this time. If you're a returning player, new player, you can jump in, get the armor from the helm with the weapon, and it'll put you straight at 1560. So you're there,
Nice.
ready to do all content and jump in. And also, Beyond Light, Witch Queen, you can play free. All the content that's available now, you can play free this week. If if you haven't got it and you want to try it out, it's there to play. So I recommend if you're two minds whether you're jumping in Destiny or not, give it a go, give it a try. Why not? It's not going to cost you anything apart from downloading the game. Take 105 gig, I think it is now. And then if you like it, you can buy the expansions. If not, you can pass it by. But it's definitely worth it. Beyond Light, it was bad. I think the main thing that came with Beyond Light was the 4K 60 mode, which made the game look beautiful, but there just wasn't enough content in there. It was literally, I'm bored. We were done with it by before Christmas because it was like it was just doesn't know what to do. And then with Witch Queen, they've all the new stuff they've included that you can do, and the way the seasons have played into it as well. It's all played a part of it. All looks good. And like I say, I haven't had a chance yet to proper jump into this new season, but it's Pirates. Pirates. It's going to be fun.
Pirates are always fun.
The only concern I have about the current season, think about the end of the last season. No, spoilers for anyone, anyway, but at the end of the last season, we saw Callus on the helm. We was told to investigate it. Where's the investigation at? Is that coming at the start of Lightfall, or is that going to be what? Where is that? It's just
that's Lightfall. I think you got that quick video clip where we enter the helm. You're seeing him there, pretty much telling you we're coming for you, type thing. Because obviously he's like a disciple of the Witness. So I don't think we're really going to see him now till season. It'll be when season 20 kicks in. As we did see, as we was watching stuff, they were showing stuff that was season 20. So, we kind of this season's seems a bit misplaced. It's kind of a bit separate to the main thing that's going on that it seems like maybe, but things might change. I think it's just kind of tying up loose ends with Beyond Light. That's what it looks like. I could be wrong, but because I've not really got into the story yet. But that's what it seems like.
It feels like it.
Yeah, it just seems like tying up loose ends. Then
because we know that the second race is the Vex with Lightfall. Every DLC comes with two races. That are like the main focus. Obviously you had Vex and Fallen for Beyond Light, Hive and Scorn for Witch Queen, and this is Cabal and Vex. So, as we saw in the trailer, there was Vex.
Yeah.
And there was definitely Cabal there. Saw a bunch of them jumping out of a window with the Guardian numbers on there.
Yeah, like a better style. But also to clear up as well, because obviously Stubbs did mention it on in the channel and that today. When
Bit of a mistake on my part.
No, it's all right. Because obviously it can be a bit misleading when you first read it. But yeah, so they are not sunsetting any more content, as in the expansions. Yeah. So you will still get stuff that rotates in and rotate out, like your raids, your strikes, and things. That will still continue to rotate in and out as they do. Expansions from Beyond Light onwards will not be sunsetted. They will always stay in play. You will get weapons, mods, stuff that will rotate in and out as it's always done, and seasons. They will at the end of the season's done. You can't go back and play the season once it's gone. They've always done that. It's always been a thing. Most games, live service games, they all do it. Like Fortnite, you can't
Yeah,
go
they
back and
do.
play season 2
Yeah.
because the season's done with, and they've moved on to the next stuff because obviously they make big changes in the games and layouts for these new seasons. So yeah, so a lot of people have gone, hang on a minute, you've kind of misleading us there. You just said they're not sunsetting, but no, the meaning expansions aren't sunsetting, but seasons will finish as seasons do, and then we move on to the next one.
One
I
of,
mean,
one
It's
of the,
fair enough.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's not like you've forked out 30 quid for the expansion. It's been locked behind. I mean, season pass is only £8. You can't feel hard
Yeah,
done by.
eight,
Do you know what I mean?
in UK £8.39, some roughly put $9.50
I'll probably say
not
about 10.
100% sure yet.
Probably say it's
Yeah,
about
about $10, yeah, $9.99 USD. So yeah, and what you get, you do get plenty of time. It's like this season's running till the 8th of December, which
91 days, I think it said.
no,
left.
104. I think it's 104, something
Hang
like
on.
that days. Is it?
It's about 4 months.
Yeah, about 4 months, and you're going to end up only within that season. You're also going to have Festival of the Lost will run in that, and also Festival of
Hang on, sorry.
the winter one.
90 days remaining on
90.
Season of the Plunder.
Yeah,
It finishes in December.
yeah, for 8th of December.
Yeah.
But you've also got like I say 2 festivals events that run in that Festival of the Lost, and what's the Christmas one? Festival
That's
Winter Solace.
Yeah,
I
winter
used
solstice.
to enjoy that.
Winter solstice.
Yeah, Winter
That's the
Solstice.
one that used to annoy me back in the Activision days because they made you, if you wanted to own everything, you had to go and buy it. You couldn't earn it. It used to wind me up. Hopefully you can earn it this time.
Yeah, you can earn stuff, but it can be slightly different. You can literally what they did for the hero solstice that's just been summer solstice, if you will. Literally, you could get the armor. You could have it all glowing white, but if you wanted to glow in color, then you had to buy it, or buy a different type glowing armor. But yeah, you can earn stuff, most of it. It's just if you want it to look a bit different, you have to buy it. But there's no push that you have to buy it. You do. I did find with Festival of the Lost last year, there was that much you got just pretty much given anyway. It was it was just depending if you wanted to look a bit different. But Logic says the festival are free to play. Free for all players. You don't have to own the season pass or the expansion. That's for everyone to take part. But season pass, you do have the battle pass. You do have to buy if you want to take part in that. There's no push to say you have to buy it straight away. You can still level up because you get the basic pass with a few things, so you can level up. And then if you decide, even just before the season finishes to buy the season pass, then you unlock everything else and you just got to go through and click it all and get loads of goodies. But, I picked up the season pass this time because the pirate theme sounds quite fun. I've not played it yet.
I've got it this time as well. One of the things I found the last season, I gotten through the season storyline way before I was only like maybe 20 in the pass, level 20 in the pass. So I was like, maybe they should try and stretch either the pass either fit with the story or stretch the story out to fit with the pass. Like that gives you more to do than and that lasts throughout the whole and then lasts throughout the whole months.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that we keep finding is that we could be done with the story within a week, and we've still got another 2 weeks and however many or 2 months and however many weeks left. To just basically try and fill the time. What we're doing is just strikes, just the same rotation of strikes.
Yeah.
And
but as Logic has said, they pretty much, it's kind of a thing they kind of did, if you remember. It's like, once you get to a certain point in the season, time-wise, not level-wise, you can then buy for silver. Because then you're thinking, I've only got 2 weeks left, I'll buy 2,000 silver to get my last 20 levels. So it's kind of like monetized inside of it, really. I think.
One of the things I have noticed in the season pass this time is if you actually go into the store in game, you can actually buy plus 10 levels. I think
Yeah.
it's 2,000 silver. Don't
I
quote me
made
on
that.
that.
No, you're right. That's the mistake I made. I thought season pass buy, clicked in, went, hang on, it's cost me 2,000 silver. Oh, it's give me 10 levels. There are two now. There is the two options. I think they introduced it last season, so you can either pay the 1,000 and just start at level 1 season pass, or spend the extra 1,000 and you get 10 levels straight away, and you can unlock all the stuff. I did that. I didn't do it purposely. I didn't realize I did that. I'm thinking, how the hell am I level 11? I've only just started playing the game, and it's like, oh,
If I remember rightly, you did that last season as well.
yeah, yeah, because but what they did is, and last time it looked really crafty because the way they showed it was, spend 2,000 silver, you get the season pass and all these things you get, and it showed the flaming skull,
Yeah.
the main outfit you could get. And it's like, oh, I'll spend 2,000 silver and I'm getting that outfit. They lied. They're quite. No, you don't get it there and then. You're just 10 levels closer to getting it. bit
Yeah.
bit cheeky there, but
Bit
still
misleading.
managed it.
Mm.
Yeah,
do
it was
know
slightly
you,
misleading.
you do know where they've got that plus 10 level business from, don't you?
Top of my head, no.
Fortnite. It's Fortnite, does it?
I don't play Fortnite apart from
I
logging
don't.
into
No, but
it
they
and
do offer.
reward
You
points.
can buy literally your way to the complete season pass. You jump 10 ranks. That's where they've got it from. Fortnite.
Mm.
Do you reckon that's why I'm already seeing people are like, already? I saw earlier there was somebody at rank 70 already, and I was like, fucking hell!
Can you
like,
keep
No,
buying
you can't buy
ranks?
it yet.
Is
I
it,
don't know.
is
But
it
there
just
was,
once?
somebody's saved up all the bounties, done all the
Or
bounties,
they have no life?
claimed them all.
Or they keep going?
Yeah.
Or
No, you can't. You can't buy season ranks until I think you're about halfway through the season.
So it's just
Or
a
you're
one-off
yeah.
deal when you buy the season pass.
Yeah, it's a
to get
one-off to
that.
start. Yeah, but once it gets
fair
to
enough then.
so far into the season, you can keep going as normal, or it's 100 silver for every rank,
yeah,
because you will
so
get
that's
people towards the
the
end just buying it.
when we had the what big cabal ship, but we're aiming for the tower and failed. I
Live-
saw people
buy
once
it.
The Almighty.
the Almighty.
It was the
That's
Almighty.
Don't mind.
But
after
Logic's
they
in chat.
after they killed that, and the servers went offline. When the servers came back, I jumped in straight into the tower, to look at the damage done and inspect the tower. I then started looking around some of the people, and they were just bing, 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 bing. I was like, how are you leveling up that pass so quickly? I was told that people were just getting off the bounties, but I was like, but bounties shouldn't be giving you so much XP that you're literally leveling once every second or seconds.
It'll be an
Yeah.
exploit.
But if they're not, I suppose there's probably going to be balancing. Maybe it's something that people are taking advantage of, which needs to be nerfed a bit. We did see it a couple of seasons ago where literally you just had to do one thing and you was just going up a level, up a level, up a level. So probably something they're going to end up tweaking and they'll slow it down anyway.
Logic
Like they
is
did for
saying
Avengers.
27 was the highest he's seen so far.
Me and you saw a 47 on Europa when we were playing around with Arc 3.0.
We're having a bit
Okay.
that
I
is a
don't know
very
what's
good
going
talking
on
point.
there.
Yeah, but when
don't
we were
know.
messing about with the Arc 3, when me and Anime Razza were playing, having a bit of a mess around on Europa earlier, he noticed that the Titan, it is extremely, like, he was just taking out one bot, the yellow bars boss, the mini bosses, or what, 1 or 2 hits.
It was literally with the charged melee that you get now. Basically, I was taking out like a third of their health.
Then like
With just
I was obviously I run as Warlock, so I'd get the super on, I'll turn into Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars, and it's doing an abysmal amount of damage. It's so bad that it feels so weak using the supers, even in the big charged thunder tube that you fire out the Warlock's arms. Even that feels weak. But yeah, the melee, like you charge, yeah, like absorb your grenade, and you get your soul orb and your soul, your arc soul. That feels extremely powerful. Like me and Anime Razza, we were just running around and I just kept popping the Dark Soul and it was just killing everything for me. I didn't even need to shoot.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
literally we ran the. I was running it for my hunter to try. I was trying out 3 characters. Bear with me, my camera's frozen again, as per usual, because my computer's is almost as bad as BMG. Sorry. Yeah. So we had. I was running the hunter, and you were running through that first level. On the first level on Europa where we finally realised that Aramis has gone, basically.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Sorry. Yeah. Basically the first level. We were running through that and literally nothing was touching us. Like we
Yeah,
were running mad.
you was quite shocked when I like because he'd gone ahead. I'd given him about a minute head start to actually try and do something. I just walked into the room and just nuked everything, and he was sat there just speechless with just how brutal Ark it actually.
Hmm.
It's going to get nerfed.
Oh yeah, it'll
Oh
get
yeah.
nerfed. It'll probably get nerfed
It-
next week. In the
They're going to do
next.
they're going to do to Ark what they did to Stasis, because Stasis was so powerful when it first came in. Everyone was running Stasis, and then they just nerfed the hell out of it. It's now the worst out of all of them to use. I don't like Stasis anymore.
It's good for stasis. It can be good for like uh, mobility. That was one of the things I did see in the live event yesterday. Um, they were using, I think it was a stasis grenade launcher to actually get around. They were making the spikes come out of the wall and then jumping on them, getting around along walls.
I think that was actually shown in the Beyond Light trailer as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I think you could,
I didn't actually realize you could actually use stasis in that manner. I thought the crystals, ice shards were, but I thought they were just there just to trap enemies and just kill them through the shards themselves.
But speaking of darkness subclass,
Oh,
bit of Strand, anyone?
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yes, that looks nice.
it looks
That does.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
I love
yeah, very, very Green Lantern / Doctor Strange type sort of power
Let's play
manipulating
harp. Yeah, let's play
reality.
harp. Let's
I'm
play the harp with the strings of the universe.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
bring up the trailer for the next DLC if you don't want to right now.
Yeah, can watch it if you want to watch the trailer.
Yeah. Would help if it was played.
This glorious end. They will come for us. To savor the fruitless struggle. To its last drop. It's who they are.
Love the look at the nuke ball. I've got to say that for definite.
Let them come and
And that
see.
the Warlock gives me Rambo vibes. I'll have to admit that one as well.
Our shame reveal what they do then. Unshackled from hope. That is who they are.
Honestly, I just love the look of the new subclass. Whoa.
I
Hmm.
know. I
Not
mean,
put, we're not putting Linus on.
Yeah, because I think originally we all thought it was going to be like poison or smoke, didn't we?
Yeah.
Originally, it was kind of like, oh, this could be poison, this could be that. But no, it's a new subclass. Looks absolutely brilliant. It's about time we get another darkness one. I've got a feeling we'll see a third darkness class the time we get
It's
to
kind of like
after.
superhero-like, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a bit of Spider-Man going on there, wasn't there?
That
Well,
bit
no,
of
because see, post-show they got asked about that, and you can actually like, if there's nothing there, you can actually do your strand or however you do it, and even if there's nothing to grab onto, it will just do it. So kind of,
Yeah.
you could be like Spider-Man, literally.
Yeah,
Definitely.
one of the things that me and BMG said yesterday was it looks like a combination of Spider-Man and Green Lantern,
and Doctor
And
Strange.
and a bit of Doctor Strange in there as well.
The problem is that I can't quite figure out because obviously it was showing all three classes swinging. It's like how's it going to work? Because obviously the Warlock has the glide where it's glide in the air forever in a day, whereas like Titan it's a jump and Hunter it's a triple jump, double jump, whatever it is,
Triple
the
jump.
worst one out of the lot. Yeah. Um, but it's like, how they're going to balance that? Because it's like if everyone's doing sort of the same swing, there's not going to be much like difference in like jump and movement, is there? So not quite sure how they're going to work that one.
Well,
Be interesting though.
what I think they should really have done is, obviously for the Hunter, what they should have done was made it look like they're standing on a platform, the triple jump. Just so
Oh,
they can,
like
so
dizzy
they could
jump,
then,
yeah.
they could do jump, 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 and then there's a platform they stand on after the third jump.
Yeah.
So then they can then reset the three jumps. For Titans, I personally think it should have been like monkey bar style, you know. And then obviously the Warlock, they didn't even need to maybe integrate it somehow with the gliding ability.
Like Silver Surfer, like you're
Yeah.
jumping, like you something glides underneath you, something
Yeah.
like that. As Logic's just saying in the chat, it says the way they've explained it, it's like grabbing onto the other dimension, which is true because you're pulling strands from the other dimension when you're swinging. I suppose you're like calling on a strand to grip onto to swing. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah. And as Logic just said as well, it was supposed to be a Hunter ability.
it
And
was.
only-
It was just meant to be exclusive to Hunter, and then they realised, oh, we can't be horrible. We got to share. But again, yeah, Arc 3.0 is mainly catered for Hunter this time. I know they've
Yeah.
given little bits to the Titan and the Warlock, but it was mainly catered for the Hunter because they've got an extra new super.
Well, originally, when I first started playing Destiny 2, I went back and looked. The Arc Strider class was a Hunter class. Am I correct in saying that?
It still is.
Well,
Arc Strider still is.
Yeah. Are you getting? Are you sorry? Are you getting Destiny 1's Arc Super mixed up with? I can't remember what it was called because it was very similar to Stasis's new Hunter Super. Very similar in the fact that you're running around with swords, basically.
I may be getting mixed up. I might be actually. I might. I just remember I used to like the Arc Strider back when it first started.
Yeah, it's a good class. It's a shit. Yeah, I can understand that it takes time. Things have got to go in order to be done. It's like Void. Void is there's like this little orb that when you drop your rift and you start shooting some of this orb just creates high damage against anything you attack. You get 2 or 3 warlocks chucking their orbs down at one mini boss of that. It's annihilated. It's so overpowered.
When we did that on the moon, I can't remember. But there was like 3 of us that dumped the void orb onto it, and like I ran up to the end boss of it, just dumped one shot from his shotgun, and I'm pretty certain I did about 150k damage to the boss, and I was like, what the hell? Like, that shotgun normally only does 20, 30k. Like, think
Yeah.
what would happen if I'd have dumped my launcher in there, which normally does somewhere in the range of 80 to 90k damage. That
Yeah.
could have been well up into the 400k damage range, and that's potentially maybe 1 or 2 shots.
And it
That's
and it seems with Arc 3.0 with the Arc Soul, that seems like say it's very overpowered, like the Void Ball, Void Soul, whatever they call it is. So it's like they want you to feel powerful, have that extra little bit of help while you're doing it. So yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to Strand. It's a shame we have to wait till the next expansion for it, but I'd sooner take the time, get it right, and it'd be quite interesting to see how they introduce it into Lightfall.
Yeah.
I'm hoping a big, like, what I'm hoping for, big end of season live event, like what they did with the Almighty. There was an, I can't remember right now.
It was the
No,
one
but
that me and you sat and watched the Traveller reignite.
Yeah.
Just before the Light.
yeah,
Was that the thing that took hours and it
Yeah,
wasn't a
'cause
great deal of much?
yeah, that
No, it
was.
was
Oh, there was the Warmind one as well, where where we had the slideshow of all the missiles, which were apparently lasers, but there were missiles.
no, that was there were missiles that were heading towards the Almighty. It was the same season. That's how it started.
Yeah. But it was basically just a bloody slideshow that updated I think it was like every 10, 15, 20 minutes. And it was like, well, yeah, we sat there like hour and a half later and it still hasn't happened. And we're like, well, when's the Almighty going to hit us or is it going to explode or what? And we're all just sat there like, come on,
I mean,
get on with it.
See, at the same time, I can understand why they do it so slow because the servers. Me and you really struggled to get into the servers that night.
When we finally did, there was constantly had the connecting to Destiny 2 server. They really didn't prepare themselves for it. But I am hoping that they do another live event, and I'm hoping that Sony, PlayStation, do help with servers for that because it's going to be a big one going into Lightfall.
I think they're going to rely on just giving Bungie the money to do it because that's not what PlayStation does. PlayStation isn't an MMO live service type of company. Their main focus is third-person action, story-driven games. So they don't. It's like pretty much a lot of their multiplayer games. After so long, they kind of just keel them off. But I think I think one of the biggest things with getting Bungie is going to help them improve how they, creating live services and the servers and things. So I think they'll just chuck a load of money at Bungie and saying take on more people and figure it out for us. I think you're going to see more than that than anything else. I would say, but. Other than that, Sony aren't going to be able to help them. It is being run as they are running them as an independent company. Everything's going to come to all platforms. They've already said this. They're keeping them separate. They are part of the PlayStation family, but they're not under the PlayStation Studios banner. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Now they've got that comfort blanket again with a company that I'm assuming they've worked out the contracts quite well, where they're going to be able to pretty much have a lot of freedom to do what they want, to a certain extent. But I think we are going to see a better Bungie, a better Destiny, and they have kind of made it clear Destiny's not going anywhere. We don't know what's coming after. We know there's another expansion after Lightfall. We know there's 4 seasons to follow Lightfall to get to the next expansion. It's where it goes from there, which is, I think, with now Sony have them in the fold is going to help direct it in a better direction. I was hoping at the showcase they was going to drop the number 2 and just go Destiny.
It wasn't.
Oh, right. I think you're right. They should just go that way.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to continue for, like, from what we know, forever, is what they look like they're doing, you don't need a number. because
Mm.
because Activision needed a number because the way they operate is they
Sequels.
wanted a product for people to keep buying. And I think if Activision totally got their way, you probably would have had a Destiny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but they never did. You know what I mean? Because
Make you pay
because-
£60 a bloody game at that.
It was 60 quid when Destiny 2
because
dropped.
Activision, sorry, Bungie, actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but they actually bought their way out of Activision 2 years early.
Yeah,
Now, it's never been disclosed how much, but I could imagine it was
probably a few billion or fair few.
no,
was
not
one.
billion.
Five
It'd be
hundred.
million. No, because the
it-
whole deal was 500 million. So 2 years early. So I don't know what that is, but they bought the way out. They did. But as for Sony, Sony could help with the servers. Now I know it's not their thing, BMG, but they have actually got a Microsoft Azure deal. Now I don't know how it. I don't know how I don't know how it works. I don't know whether that's just for the store. It may not be gaming servers, so they might not be able to. It was never really explained what the deal was.
I didn't even
It
think they
wasn't.
started using it yet. I thought there was quite a thing not so long ago that they haven't actually done anything with it yet. So, like you say, it could actually be more of a back end thing for like the store and the now
Yeah,
streaming.
they're very
stuff to the new
secretive
PS,
though.
yeah.
They're not like
Yeah.
Microsoft and come out and with a chest power. This is what we're doing. Sony don't say a lot, do they? Quite
No.
Or
very often.
have you seen the headlines today?
No,
Phil-
what are they?
VGC was one saying Phil Spencer says console games are going to be a thing of the past, and that was the title. Console games are going to be a
Yeah,
thing
I
of the
think
past. But when you read it,
it's not that.
what Phil Spencer actually said was that exclusive console games you're going to see less and less, and everything's going to be more multi-platform. Eventually, most things will be multi-platform. That is what he's actually said in the interview with Bloomberg. But it's been twisted to say Phil Spencer says console games are a thing of the past.
That's
It's
not what,
like
yeah, no.
it's
I didn't
very
read that.
very misleading. Sorry.
Like clickbait, innit? Well, clickbait
Oh yeah,
title.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get hundreds
Yeah.
of people coming.
Yeah. But I read the article, and it's it's definitely.
I read
I
the
underst-
Bloomberg full article in it. Yeah, you are right. He does say that, but like he can say what he likes, but until he starts trying to put his Xbox games on other platforms, it doesn't mean no because he's
But
not
he has.
active.
Yeah, he has. He's publicly said he would like Game Pass on PlayStation. He publicly said that he would have Game Pass on PlayStation. He would have Game Pass on Switch. He would have Game Pass wherever possible he can get it. He has publicly said that in
He
interviews.
has said that.
So he has said
What?
it. So yeah.
No, but what I mean is games like Halo Infinite, free to play. If he wanted to put it on PlayStation, he could and he would allow it.
But
It would.
PlayStation allow it?
it's-
PlayStation wouldn't allow it.
So you're telling me that Sony is going to turn down 30% commission on the game because it's Halo? No way. They'd have it in a
If it-
heartbeat.
I don't know. I don't think they will. I don't think PlayStation would have that cross brand there. I don't think they would want
Well,
Halo on
Mm.
there.
the last I heard, PlayStation don't want anything that says Xbox or Microsoft Studios. They were pissed about Minecraft having the Microsoft Studios written upon the boot up of the game.
But eventually, you're going to have it in Activision. Eventually, it's going to be in Bethesda games. I think Starfield is going to be, or Redfall will be one of the first games to actually have the Microsoft splash screen in there
Mm.
when it
See,
comes
I don't
out.
think Sony ain't bothered about that no more. They're a rapidly changing company. They're not as rapidly changing as Xbox, but recently the moves they're making, they are moving that way. What you've got to understand is Microsoft is Western. The West are about money, right?
Oh yeah.
Now in Japan they are about money. But what you got to understand is they do business differently in Japan. It's a completely different ball game. And although PlayStation headquarters are in America now, like everyone says, "Oh, Jim Ryan's the main man." Now, yeah, he is, but he has to get approval from a Japanese board of directors at Sony. Probably looking at men that are 70 to 80 years old and don't totally understand a lot of it. They don't, and
No.
they're slower. So what he's doing with PlayStation Plus, for putting the games on, it's doing well from what I gather. Not on not on Game Pass numbers, but he's doing that to try and prove to the execs it can work. So they are Xbox is pushing them into the future. But I think PlayStation have been looking at this stuff for years, and they've been waiting for Xbox to actually prove it works. See, and you'll find Nintendo are sitting there watching. I know everyone thinks Nintendo are behind with the times, and they are, because their system works. They make millions. They're a very rich company, but they all sit there and they do watch each other, and they have projects in the background. There's even that the Nintendo's Bowser guy. He did say if they ever needed to, I think a while back, they would change to a newer model, but the current model works. They all watch each other. I know Sony's slower. They are slower.
So
But I do think
Sony is basically the Apple of the gaming industry. They sit back and they wait,
yeah, but
and they make when someone like Xbox or Nintendo or someone brings something new, Sony will sit back like Apple do. They'll take that concept, they'll improve it, and they will only release it when it's bang on. They reap the rewards from it.
that's
Sony
exactly
do
how
the
they
same
it.
thing.
That's exactly
don't-
how that's clever business. That
Because
is.
they don't have to spend the R&D money on as much then.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, I mean, everyone but this is what many people don't realise. Everyone goes on about Game Pass, and it's incredible. However, PlayStation were there in the subscription market long before Xbox. They bought Gaikai, and then turned it into PS. You ever heard of Gaikai?
Nope.
They were one of the first subscription models you can get for a console, and they bought them, and they turned it into PlayStation Now. And then PlayStation Now, they didn't really do a lot with it. Was cloud, and then with they could see Xbox, they started letting people download games. But technically, PlayStation were in the game first. It's just Xbox seen that model, think, we can do that, but better. They did. They did it better.
A lot
You know
better.
what I mean, they did.
Yeah.
Sony was quite slow to react, but they are. You are right. They are the Apple of it. But did you guys didn't happen to see this stupid article that came out? Did you about
No.
PlayStation ripping off the consumers? You must have
Yeah,
seen
oh,
it,
yeah.
BMG.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
What a load of tosh it was.
I'm
If
getting
you
in
read
on
it, if you read it right, it says rip the consumers off because they force game developers to pay 30% cut. Yeah.
But Android do that. Google do that. Apple
And
do that with their stuff.
Xbox do it, and Nintendo do it, and Steam do it. But this was aimed at PlayStation specifically. They are ripping people off, and the living crisis, and people are struggling to buy their food, and all this and that. And it was really, if that court case even gets off the ground, I'll be shocked. If you're struggling to pay your bills, you shouldn't be buying computer games or a luxury console. This, I'll send it you later if you want this article, and you'll laugh. If that gets
Please.
anywhere, I'll be surprised.
I'll
I
eat
can
my hat.
imagine some of the big podcasts will be using this to clickbait the crap out of it. But it would make more sense if they actually said, "Oh, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Steam, Epic Games are all ripping people off." And that as a whole would be more better. But it's been a standard 70-30 split. It's been a standard for many years, taking a cut. Because if you're putting your game on a shop, why should they put their game on and not make a cut?
No, it's
Now, from our perspective, you want them to not put that 30% on because your game would be cheaper. But they got to remember, these developers are businesses, not charities. And like platforms are businesses, not charities.
Well, and the the main thing is nobody's forcing anyone to buy anything.
No,
No one's
exactly.
putting a gun to their head and saying
But
buy
so
our
when they-
game.
It was when they started saying, "Well, this is crap because this is ripping people because the cost of living crisis." It's been going on. 70-30 split's been going on since God knows when, decades probably. It's nothing new, but it's the way they just targeted PlayStation only. It's cool. An actual law firm's gone out and trying to bring this case to the anti-competitive and all sorts. It's not going to go nowhere. It ain't.
I'm
Some
gonna go to McDonald's and spill some hot coffee. Because that's how that
Sorry,
feels.
but yeah, in fact, we're doing Destiny and we faded off into Sony somehow. We did.
I mean, it's technically under the Sony banner, so.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of the trailer, the beauty of Neo. can't remember if it's Neo Muna or Neo Luna because it sounded when they were saying it, it sounded so good. But
Neomuna or something like that. Nemenia or something. Wasn't Luna. It definitely wasn't Luna.
Neo Muna. Like the fact that we've got such a beautiful and not destroyed location because that's all we've had for the last
Yeah.
7-8 years is
How-
destroyed locations.
How are they going to explain it though that Neptune didn't get covered by the darkness because it showed everywhere got covered by the darkness except for the planets that we've got? How are they going to explain how? Oops, the darkness missed this bit.
Oh, right. I'm looking at it's Neo Muna. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, to be
I think
fair
it's one
though, so what they say here on I've got it called Neo Muna says Lightfall is set primarily around the planet Neptune, with the hidden city of Neo Muna as the new major location. The entire expansion is themed around vibrant colors, which I'm not even gonna attempt to say that word. Like juxtaposition against the high stakes that Guardians find themselves in. So it's a hidden city, so there could be a very good chance that Darkness missed it because it wasn't actually looking hard enough. It was just so focused it basically tunnel vision straight to the traveler.
Yeah.
yeah. The other thing is as well is it missed it during the collapse as well. In the original collapse, because this is the second collapse that's coming. They actually completely missed it. So if they didn't know it was there in the first place, why would they go looking again?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see because I think there's can't remember the name of him. Is it Shadow Protectors, Shadow Striders, or something?
Yeah,
Well,
Shadow
sounds
Strider.
like it sounds like we're going
Cloud.
to be working alongside them because they've been protecting the city
Cloud.
for generations.
Sorry, they were called Cloud.
Cloud Striders.
Cloud
Cloud
Striders, and these are not Guardians. These are normal. From what I understand, these are just normal.
These are people chosen.
Yeah, people.
Protect,
They've chosen to do
volunteers.
it.
Chosen.
But if you actually listen in the first part of the you actually hear Gambit mention about Ikora buggering off with the shadow people. You won't find them in
They're hidden.
Yeah, they're hidden. So
The hidden are her spies.
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And
like,
well, and what was it you said about Zavala?
he's preparing for Callus's next move.
By beating Fortnite.
And Fall Guys. Don't forget that.
Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys.
To
Yeah.
be fair though, I mean, I'm not being nasty to get in. I was to say, pop culture as such. It's like, how to explain it? The reason they're doing that is because I was speaking to Luke Aylor from the Xbox expansion pass. He's a school teacher, and his kids in his class had never heard of Halo. Next thing you know, they're coming in and saying, I bought the Master Chief on Fortnite. And it gets people talking, and it actually can get it more into pop culture. And some kids will come and try Destiny based off that character.
Yeah.
It can work in getting more players. It can.
It can be. So say, oh well, Destiny was created from Fortnite. Like it's like they
We'll
did
get
with,
that as well. You
I
will
mean,
get that as well.
I mean, I did a video on TikTok. There was a video going around on TikTok where literally this kid loaded up Fortnite, and there was obviously the image of a psycho, and he goes, "They stole that from Fortnite." It's like Borderlands has been around for years.
Right, but the other
Yeah,
thing
I
I
don't know.
found was oh, what was it? Said about not Neo, John Wick. Oh, they copied that from Fortnite. John Wick's been around
Yeah.
longer than Fortnite's been around. What the hell are you on about?
I know,
John
but
Wick was originally a comic.
if you want to get your brand out there nowadays, you've literally got to
Fortnite.
put characters into Fortnite. It's that big. It's
Yeah,
massive. You can't stop Fortnite.
Oh no.
no,
People have tried. It's just they're massive.
And
it's almost the same as Destiny.
speaking of players, on Steam charts an hour ago, 31,000 people playing on Steam.
Rather a boost. And did you guys? Did you see the image on the screen, or they mentioned that they've had 5 million new Guardians? Was that since
Yeah,
last year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
last
was
year.
from-
That's quite
Since
a big. That's quite a
since-
big number.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean
since
they're still
the-
all playing, but
So
Oh,
they
that's
said
shows
it
it's
was
growing.
the showcase from last year. They've got 5 million new Guardians. But
it shows
how,
it's
how
growing.
many of them accounts are ban evading though? That's the big question. How many of those accounts are ban evading?
Yeah. We'll never find out.
No.
You won't.
It's hidden statistics and just a broader image.
They're clearly making money and a lot of it. Otherwise, Sony wouldn't have bought them.
Yeah.
So
Um,
the bottom line must be good.
Yeah, I mean, how
Yeah,
many
'cause-
games have been said that they're going to be Destiny killers?
Oh no, right.
That was Anthem.
Anthem.
That was supposed to have been Anthem, and that was killed off by its own bloody creators.
But I loved Anthem. I actually enjoyed Anthem. Anthem was such an awesome game.
Yeah,
The premise of it and everything, but
The
and it's
gameplay
still
was
on Game Pass. Still on Game Pass. The gameplay was fun.
Logic. I think it was about 9 p.m. last night. There was about 190,000 people. I think I was saying to you, BMG last night, wasn't I? There's probably
Apparently,
about 1 million people
Logic
just on Xbox, maybe more on PlayStation.
Logic's
So-
on his PC, and he
Very
says
healthy
that
number.
at the minute, at this very second, there's 131,000 active
what I'm saying.
people on Steam.
Mm.
yeah, just
So it's boosted people. It's like one of our friends, I say BMG, Luke Steele's getting back into it. He's asking
He is.
BMG what to buy because he dropped off it, and he's getting and it was based off the showcase. He liked the look of it. He did. Which I didn't know he was a Destiny player. Apparently so. He was.
And
Dropped off for a bit.
and his wife as well. They were both big Destiny players, and I never knew it either. And now he's looking watching the showcase, which many people have. They're all looking a lot of people are looking at returning, coming back into it, and I think that's why they've offered that. Is it called Thunder of the Gods?
Something like
The the light level boost. Thunder of
Here's a
Lightning of the
question.
Gods.
I've got my Warlock on. Obviously, apparently, I've never used it according to my Destiny account, even though I've had it since 2016. It's landed me in the first area. How many missions do I have to do so I can go and thunderbolt myself to the current light level? Well,
You
how
should be
many
able to
missions
go,
do I-
just go straight there. Just go straight to
No,
the
it
hell.
don't.
when
No,
you
it puts you in the first mission of the game.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
come out. You can come out of that.
you can
Yeah.
leave that straight away, and then it goes. Then
Yeah.
all you have to do is go straight to the helm. As soon as you spawn in the helm, in front of you, slightly over to the left, there is a chest. Everything
gives
in
you
that chest everything in
tried
that
that.
chest you can take. A whole
It doesn't
lot.
let you. It don't let you fly
if
off.
if it's
Oh, I tried that.
well, so what that'll probably be is after you get your ship, will be
That
go to
might be
places.
it.
So once
So
you
I
got
wanna
obviously once you
try
got
the
your ship,
warlock.
because up until the point of the ship, that's basically the tutorial. That's your introduction to the game. That's
Yeah, I think
basically
you have
telling
to
you how
do.
to
Yeah,
play.
you have to do
You
the
have to
introduction
do the
first.
tutorial,
Yeah.
like you have to do with any other game. You have to do.
I'll probably do that.
Um,
Although I like the hunter, I've always struggled with jumping
Because the-
places. You always fall. I
It's because
fall.
the hunter's awful. Warlock's the
I
best
don't
because
know
you can
what.
just
I
go
do not know.
alive.
I thought I tried to do the warlock and build the warlock up, but according to my account, it's the same account. I transferred it over from the PlayStation. I claimed it back. Well, when this cross progression came in, I went straight over, and you like it combines your account. It all, and according to my account, I've never played it on warlock. I thought I have.
did you go to? I think in it, Destiny dot something. Destiny.net, I think it's Bungie.net,
It's
something like
on.
that.
Yeah.
Did you go on there and actually enable and connect all PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, whatever? On?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you then go and enable the cross save on?
Yeah. So I never use warlock. That's on me. I thought I did. I've always used hunter then.
That's definitely on you then.
That's on me.
And I'm pretty certain it does ask you which save you want to use.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it yeets any other save. So if you've got Xbox and you've got or a lot of exotics and whatnot, you've done a lot on there, and then you've played on PlayStation as well, and you've done absolutely naff all on there. You say, right, I want to use my PlayStation save. Your Xbox save's gone. Like
that's the one I went with because I never played it on Xbox. I played it on PS4. I did.
so if you, I'm just saying because like. I used to play a lot on Xbox, and I went to Steam and started playing on there. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll enable my cross save, and I completely, and it gives you a warning. It does tell you that the save will be deleted. You will not be able to recover it. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, because at this point I played Steam more than I played Xbox. More stuff on Steam. But I have lost exotics that I did have on Xbox. I did maybe a couple of hours, not a lot, but I've got way more hours now on the Steam version. But that save from Xbox, not there anymore.
Oh, okay. Tell you what, I thought was good as well. The announcement of the mods and loadout manager. Creating custom builds requires time and patience. There has been no easy way to do that in game until now. New mods and loadout manager coming with Lightfall will allow you to create and save a build in a single place. Switching between all your builds will also be easy. Just select build in your character screen and you are done. Well, they actually had one of the developers talking about that, and she's quite new to the Bungie family. And in her interview, they actually asked her a question, and they said, "What would you do? What would you introduce into the game?" And she said, "You need a loadout manager." And they all gave her the look, all the devs that heard her, and like, they obviously were working on it, or they started to work on it. And the thing that you're surprised it hasn't had sooner.
Yeah, I mean, loadout, finding the loadout for raids. Like I watch most raids, day raids live, and they're constantly having to go over to such a thing, grab the item, go grab another, change
But what
skipper.
you'll get in the end with that, though, it's not cheating as such, but you'll get people that are right. You can look on your phone and you'll be able to pick the perfect, loadout. You will. It will make it easy to an extent. It will. Just like, hate to say it, Call of Duty's always had a loadout manager. Yeah, I thought it was quite a standard thing to have, but they've got there in the end.
The thing about what I'm getting, the impression I'm getting from this new loadout manager is like what you can do with Tom Clancy's Division 2, where you could save a loadout, and if you favorite the item, it prevents you from deleting it. So yeah, when you switch to, so I've got 3 different builds. I've got weapon damage, a tank, and a skill build. And on there, I can, as long as I'm not in combat, I can just switch between those. You know, in the middle of a mission, I can swap out and say, right, with this bit I need skill, this bit I need damage, and this bit I need to just tank and take one for the team. You know, and that's the kind of vibes that I'm getting from it. Is it's similar to what we've done with Division 2.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah,
think, BMG, about the loadout manager?
I don't actually know what it is.
Oh, have you
Loadout
ever
man-
used Dim or Ishtar on the phone?
No, I have
That's
no
where you
idea.
can-
I have no idea what they're going on about the whole loadout thing. It's like, well, I can just
So,
change guns
so,
whenever I
so
want to
say
change them.
you can
I don't-
save your perfect loadout you want
Right.
with your mod on. So you could just flick to it. You could have 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, so you could like
For
store.
certain missions. You need
So I
certain guns.
I think how
and
they
then you could just flick
explained
to
it. How they explained it was if you've got them in your vault, you know, and you're in the middle of a mission, you go say, right, you know, I need this item, but it's in my vault. I don't want to have to leave because. But what they're saying is that you could just switch that loadout on it, pull it out your vault, and then when you're done with it, it'll put it back in there, so it's still there for you.
Also, if you're changing your super, it makes it so much easier to change your exotic as well.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Because when it was on about loadouts, I was like, well, I can just quickly go on and swap my guns that I want anyway. So it's. But I'm one of them. I'm a minimalist. I don't like having loads of stuff. I literally, if you ever look at my stuff, I only have one set of armor and pretty much one weapon.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
I'm pretty much like that. I sit there and I look at my inventory and go, well, actually, yeah, I go on and see like Datto, for instance, and he's got like 5 different things just for one, like 5 different weapons. I'm like, what realistically do you need like 5, 6, 7 weapons in your inventory? I'm only gonna use maybe 2 different weapons. Why?
Too stressful.
Different raid encounters.
But then like you just look at it and you think, God, that's a fucking mess. That is an absolute. And then you see people you sat there with the vault full of like 4 or 5 of the same weapon with the same rolls on it, and you think, why not just have the one weapon with that roll? That specific. Instead of having 5 of them, why just not have the one? Delete the others.
Because different roles are good at different things. I mean, I know you're very different. I mean, your player do play just PVE, whereas Dato and people, although they'll play PvP, play PvE,
Yeah.
VP, and PvE, and there's different loadouts for different
Yeah, I understand that, but like
plays.
obviously I'll take what I get. I couldn't give honest with you, I really couldn't care less if there's like things for that and things for that and things for that. Yeah, I've got my shotgun laid out how I want it. I've learned to use it and how to use it effectively. Like with Rise with risk runner now, obviously that comes with its own stats and doesn't change no matter how many times you roll it. It doesn't matter. The launcher I've got, well, I can customize that. I can take stuff off it, put new stuff on with in the Enclave. So I could swap that out if I want to.
Yeah,
If they wanted to do that, why don't they just do that for all weapons? Just let us go to the Enclave, take a weapon in there, and let us change the rolls on it. Stats of it.
yeah.
Or be easy and just let you do it from the inventory menu, so you don't have to go and fly all the way to one place to do it. Just do it straight from the
Like you
menu.
do with the armor.
It'd be so much easier.
There is an easy way.
Re-roll it without having to go anywhere and do anything.
Hold your phone.
You can do it on your phone.
I've been trying, and I may have looked like my eyes kept wandering because what I was trying to do is, and for some reason my phone won't let me do it. I was trying to log into Prime Gaming to see if the new Prime drops have hit, but I can't. It won't let me in. It just keeps saying your OTP code isn't valid, and it's like, but you keep sending me it.
Oh, no,
So I was just trying to see if the new drops have come into now the showcase has been, but I can't get onto
Hang
look.
on. But you get stuff in Prime Gaming then with Amazon?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you
Prime
definitely
Gaming,
got-
you get loads of free Destiny content.
I'll be logging in with my dad's account then. But
So
use it
if
for
you-
Twitch. Oh,
So
okay.
what you have to do is you have to link your Twitch account to your Amazon account. But then you also have to link that to claim it. You then have to link that to your Destiny account as well. So there's 3 steps you got to do just to claim 4 or 5
Yeah,
items.
but
You know,
but it doesn't take long, and once you've done it, you've done it. It's
once
just
it's
for
done,
whatever
it's
reason
done.
it won't let me log in. But you get some good
Okay.
free stuff, some free emotes and exotics and weapons and stuff. Yeah, it's all right. But I can't get on to
That's
check to
alright.
see if
If
the new stuff's dropped.
they haven't yet. I would assume that's probably going to be after.
If it
I
continues,
couldn't tell
who
you,
knows?
because I know that they
PlayStation.
do one a month.
And if
Yeah.
anyone or if everyone that's listening, if you haven't already done it yet, if you actually log on to Bungie Rewards, there's a load of stuff in there waiting for you. Free
Bungie rewards. What's
Bungie Rewards. What? You ain't got Bungie
Bungie,
Rewards either?
you go
I've
to
got the
search.
Bungie companion app.
Yeah, if you go to Bungie.net, and
Is it in the app? No.
I don't know.
Is it not in
No,
the app?
website. No,
Oh.
do it on your phone to
But-
website, go into Bungie Rewards,
So
sign in your account, and there's a lot of free shit for you.
bonus rewards you can get
Oh,
right now
right then.
is 25,000 glimmer, 5 upgrade modules, 5 enhancement cores, and a Bungie reward pack, which anywhere. This includes exotic weapon, cold heart, exotic ornament, pride of Omolon, exotic ghost, sanctum plate shell, and legendary ship Talon Blue.
Hang on. Cold Heart. I remember pre-ordering that years
Yep.
ago.
Yep.
That was
It's-
the
One
The,
you had to
Okay.
pre-order and then earn it.
the other
Get it.
Yeah, same with the
also
Galahorn,
does.
with the 30th
Oh,
anniversary
yeah, sorry, I
pack.
had that too. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
the other thing it will give you as well with the rewards is actually give you unlocks extra stuff within the store as well, within the Destiny 2 store. And I think, if correct me if I'm wrong, BMG, it does give you discounted as well.
Yes. Yeah, you can get discounts when you, especially in game, when you hit certain milestones and levels from the store. You can also get discounts on stuff from the store as well, so you can actually save
Yeah.
a bit of money by playing. But yeah, Logic, yeah, if you sign in on Bungie, go on Bungie Rewards, they literally you can just click claim reward, claim reward, claim reward. And I think it sends it all to, between Master Raoul and Amanda Holiday, all your stuff. And I say the same with Prime Gaming as well. Once a month they drop a load of, like, sometimes it's a mixture of, like, normally an exotic weapon, emo. It could be it's not about 3 or 4 different things, but all free,
Yeah,
so it's
and
worth having.
that goes to Eververse, if I remember rightly.
That does, yeah, it does go to Eververse. Does the Prime Gaming, but Bungie Rewards, it will tell you where they're going to send it.
Yeah,
But it's
so
worth doing. It's free.
Yeah, so I've got the rewards up here. This is store. I think this is store rewards. You can unlock all this stuff in game. You have to do certain things to unlock them in game. It does tell you on here, like you can get this Lucent Moth collectible figurine for $50. You have to collect and mount all unique Lucent Moths in the Throne World. So there is things you have to do in game to unlock stuff.
Ooh,
I
Right,
got it
yeah.
cheaper.
I'm on the
Yeah.
page now. Claim reward.
Yeah, it's worth doing. Worth doing it. And it was
Damn.
only because Bungie had sent me an email to say, oh, go, because I'd done the I completed one of the feats for one of the pin badges at the bottom. Can't remember what they're called now. And it sent me an email with the link to go and buy it. So I thought I'll click the link, and it says don't forget to claim your Bungie rewards. It's like, Bungie rewards, and then it said, yeah, you've got all this stuff for free that you haven't claimed. I was like, awesome.
But yeah, that's Bungie Rewards. Didn't think we'd be going there today.
I didn't know it
Um,
existed. Thanks for letting me
Oh
know.
no. Yeah, you're welcome, bud.
Yeah,
I'm just
Logic
trying
as
to-
well. Yeah.
I'm just trying to log into it right.
No, I'll log into it when I finish. Also, there was also the Guardian ranks in the LFG coming. There isn't
Nice.
guided games because guided games has been in beta since year 1.
Never mind. The Bungie.net website is currently down.
Oh,
It's
well, there we
Cloudflare.
go.
You are helpful.
Well, Well, I'm on it, so don't know what you're talking
Ah, I
about.
see.
I just
Well-
got a Cloudflare error.
with
Oh.
the rank system, obviously, they announced, you can rank up to get a certain level to show other players that you're prestige in this, you're good at this, and you can help with that. And it also helps players at certain ranks find players at the same rank or higher to help. I can sort of see a benefit to it, but my personal thought, I first thought that's going to alienate so many people. I don't know if you have ever looked at it. If you on Xbox, if you go where it's looking for groups for Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
everyone says you must be X amount light level, you must be running this, you must be running that. We don't want you if you're not doing this, and it's like
Yeah,
it's
it is.
very
Yeah.
it's very
Toxic.
isolating, and I think having that rank thing, you're going to end up causing. I think you're just going to end up separating people. You're going to have players like we won't play with anyone that's not rank 15, for example. If you're not rank 15, we won't even talk to you. And I can understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get
Yeah.
the people that are at rank 15 to help people at rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, and help
Right.
guide them through the game.
Mm.
But I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
How-
Can I just
how-
mention that LFG for Destiny 1 was so much worse. Like if you didn't have Galahorn at all, you weren't invited to the party. If you didn't have Vex Mythoclast, if you didn't have a certain gun and weren't over a certain level, don't bother.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. But I just think we're going to be isolating players again. I'd happily play with anyone, join any group, and random. I'm not bothered. It's nice when you're playing with your friends and stuff, but how are you meant to build better community when you're pretty much saying that
You're
players are
splitting
going to
the
have
community.
yeah, you're going to have players that are going to go toxic and say, well, I only play with certain people at this level with this prestige. If you haven't got this in your rank, then I'm not interested. I won't talk to you. I'll just block you or ignore you or
It,
give you
it
abuse.
could also
think that's
cause a
why they
rift
bring-
as well. You could
Yeah.
you could get the let's say the casual players. They're not on it all day every day. There'll be the casual players calling the diehard. The play as soon as they as soon as they go to bed. They'll be you're gonna be calling them nerds. You're gonna have you know you're gonna have the people that sit on it all day every day calling the casuals noobs. And it's just gonna end up causing a big ass argument, big rift.
I don't think it's a step forward. I can see what they're trying to do, but I think that's going to cause them more problems than it's actually going to solve.
Yeah.
Because I can understand they're looking for a group thing, and that'll be fine. But I don't think this rank system is a good idea. I think it's going to isolate so many players and cause these playground groups, if you will, these
Yeah.
15s are here with this sort of prestige or number of clears, and then these
think-
15s, and it's just, and no one's going to
Yeah.
help other people. It's very hard to get someone to want to help. It's not impossible. There are a lot of good players and a lot of good people out there, and I'm not saying there isn't, but you do have your group that will do whatever they can to be toxic and make the game harder for you. Because it's like, I'm a fan of Destiny. We're all fans of Destiny. We're not on it constantly day and night because we have families, lives, we're busy. So we only have like a few days here and there where we can get on for 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. So, it's going to take us longer, even though I would say we're veteran players because we've been playing for so long. But
We've been playing since
I
pretty much
say
day one.
exactly, we've been playing since the beginning of Destiny. But say I'm rank 5 for a month because I've only got on the odd day or here or there. To people that are rank 15, I'm 15 is just a number I'm picking out my head. I'm not saying that's what the rank is. I can't remember what they did say, but I can't remember what number they said. But just picking 15 as an example. Even though I've been playing Destiny since Destiny first came out, they're going to see, well, he's only rank 5 with this number of clears and number of prestige or whatever. It's like, block him, ignore him, we're not playing with him. And it's like it's isolating me because I am not the top rank and done everything,
Yeah.
and don't think that's fair. I don't think that system's fair, and I do feel it. I feel personally it would isolate me from a lot of people in the game because it's going to take me a while to get up there.
Mm.
You know, look at last season. It pretty much took me the whole season to do the season pass and the story. We only finished the story not that long ago, really.
We finished it what, a few days from the end, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So because instead of just hardcore and doing everything and then just doing the same things over again, we've made things last, which we'll probably do with this season. We'll just do it in chunks, bits, bats,
Oh
and
well, we've got
weeklies,
4 months.
mixtures. Yeah, yes, exactly. So so there's no point rushing it. But once you get to this bit where you've got all this rank stuff in, it's going to be like people are going to be so just getting as high up rank as they can to the top rank, top prestige, do all this, and it's like anyone that's not here, I don't want to know you, and I
Yeah.
just don't. I don't think it's a good system. My opinion, anyway.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be definitely better than guided games because guided games just ain't touched. Like you can be. I was sat in guided games for nearly 2 hours one night when you lot weren't playing. Like, and you sat there and you wanted to do a raid, and it's like, please don't make me go through the actual LFGs because I don't want to be told how I'm not worth even bothering with because I haven't cleared it. I'm sorry that I haven't got a dedicated raid team. I have.
I've never done a raid.
No, I mean,
I have done one raid, and that was actually through guided games.
I've done Vault of Glass.
I've never done a raid.
Uh.
Never. I've played
Me,
all these years and never done a raid, and I've only ever
What you
done
got to
two
understand
dungeons.
is people like us will struggle to do raids because you've got to work out how to do the raid. You've got to all be in sequence, and some of these raids can take 6 hours to do, and the average people at work can't do them. It's too difficult, especially you've got kids.
You'd need literally like 2 days of not doing anything just to make sure you do it as quick as possible and get through it to be the number one. That's the whole point, is to be the first person to do it, to get the belts. Which incites competition, which is a good thing. But I don't have that time to just take a day off and just do nothing to just
I
play.
definitely
Couldn't do
That's
it.
what put me off Destiny. See, because
Yeah.
when I used to be in a clan, it's got quite big, and the problem is it came that every time you went online, someone in the clan was trying to get you to play.
Yeah.
And the raids were so long and it was causing problems at home because I was playing Destiny too much. So I stopped playing it, and that was when I said to you, I'm a bit scared to try Destiny again. It was because of that. And you were like, "No, you don't need to play the raids. You don't worry about that." You know what I mean?
don't have
That's what
to
put me
play
off
the
it for a while.
I mean,
So,
me and BMG when the Leviathan was literally the only raid, we never completed. We played a bit of it. I mean,
But never did. Yeah.
we never completed. And do you know something? The amount of times I've spent running Castellum on my own was were some of the best ways for me to actually learn how to play the game.
Yeah, it's
I
one of them.
think-
It's like
Enemies.
we've been more about doing all the other stuff. PvP's never really been our thing. The only really PvP I don't mind is Gambit because it's more PvE with a little bit of PvP because you're more of
I
team
used to play
team against
PvP.
team. Yeah,
I used
it's
to be
more
quite good at
team.
PvP.
Yeah. Gambit can be good because it's team against team. Your team against another team on another side, and every now and again a player can jump to the other team to go and attack them to try and score a few extra points. And that's not bad. I can handle that. But you jump into Crucible and you get abused. People
Sweatfest.
call you all the names under sun, and it's just so stressful. And it's
Toxic
part of your
Sweatfest.
weeklies. I can't actually remember the last time. I can't remember the last time I did Crucible because it's just too
About a
stressful.
year ago for me.
I can't do bounties. Can't do any of the bounties because I can never do any of the stuff.
I mean, I did it for the solstice event, and it took me a long while before I started actually getting any kills. Because I know you two don't play it, so I was like,
I would be honest with everyone. I won't play PvP games anymore because I I've gone through hundreds, if not thousands, of pounds in controllers and TVs. Purely because of PvP games. As Anime Razza, he's known me for what, coming up 17 years at this point. He's seen it firsthand of me just putting a controller through a TV just because I'm pissed off with some idiot on Call of Duty, or going on the
Yeah.
Crucible and ended up putting my fist through the telly, or chucking my controller across the screen. Everyone does it. So now I got to the point where it was, no, I'm not doing this. Put my controller down. I'm not going to do it. Now it's just
Ian
I just
does it in
flat out
junkies.
flat out refuse to play PvP games at this point. I will only play PvP purely because of the fact that I don't really rage at it.
I mean,
I understand why. It's like
BMG loses it in PvE.
I mean, BMG punched a wall playing Skyrim, so
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
I
like
do.
everyone thinks like I mentioned Gears, right? And on the movie gaming a lot. But what people don't actually know. I've played more Destiny hours than I've ever played Gears. I've played more Gears than I've ever played more Destiny than I've ever played Gears of War. Because I bang on about Gears of War so much, or used to, people think I played that the most, and I haven't. If you were to check my Xbox account, it says Roblox. It ain't me playing the bugger though.
Oh, I have to go through that soon.
have you gone through the phase of on off yet?
That's why the Xbox 360's here.
But I got an Xbox One, but my missus plays with the kids, you see, on Roblox, and they play on their tablets. She plays on my Xbox Series X. But someone's like, "Can I have one of them?" I says, "What, you want an Xbox Series X to play Roblox on?" No.
Oh, like
If it's ever broke though, I would buy one of them little ones that BMG's
yes.
got, them Xbox Series S.
He's got the X. I've got the S.
Yeah.
I've got the original one.
You've just got PC. You
I,
go
I
play
moved.
Minesweeper.
I pretty much moved to PCs.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we need to cover? Well,
Was that a new can? You went to collect BMG?
There you go.
A new can of Foster's you went to collect? It was.
Predictable. It's like the other night, BMG coming into an Xbox party with me. And I was like, "Oh, look at you, sitting there with your bloody can of Foster's." And he went, "How the bloody hell do you know I'm drinking a can of Foster's?" I was like, "Because you're predictable, mate. You were drinking one the other night, and you were drinking the other one the night before that as well." So
yeah, pretty much most nights is
and I was like,
Foster's night for me.
I was like, you was drinking a pint-sized can when I was over there.
I mean, honestly, we were doing the Grasp of Avarice one night, and BMG was by the end of it was just going, "I can't see. I'm seeing more enemies than there actually is."
Oh, I was pissed. Well and truly, I was pie-eyed. I was getting that stress. I was drinking more just to like stay chilled. I was like, I'm pissed.
Like it was drinking because of the stress. I mean, like, weren't you the same when we tried the Prophecy Dungeon?
I don't think he
Pretty
joined
much
us with
anything.
Prophecy. I don't think he joined with us with Prophecy.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
I thought it was...
No,
it was
I think I jumped in for so long and got that stress I left. I'm
Yeah.
not playing this game anymore.
Yeah, we got to the I think it was literally we got to the end, the final.
And apparently, you got so stressed out you put Sonic on a spike.
Yeah. I won't show you what's left of the Sonic that I had here. Don't think you'll see it on camera. There's literally Luna, my puppy, removed one of his legs. That's
representing the 90s.
Oh, representing Xbox, soon to be.
Yes,
That's what it is.
which is
So
feels so weird. Feels so weird hearing Micho crash and someone going, and that's for Xbox.
That's it. So just obviously, I know we're coming on the hour and 35-hour mark now. Bloody hell!
Hour and
What
40.
was everyone's favourite part of the Destiny 2 showcase? And what was like the highlight for you? Out of curiosity.
For me, it definitely had to be a new location for one. Because we've done everything. We've explored everywhere. People have gone out of bounds, whether that be legitimately or whether that be illegitimate. Or
Terrible.
means, but the fact that we're getting hopefully a location that's big enough that's going to take us a long time to explore and figure out. And then with that, we also got Strand as well. And as soon as we saw the Strand, I immediately got goosebumps. I was like, "Holy crap! That looks amazing."
Oh, right. BMG, what was yours before?
Again, it's pretty much. It's nice having a new location. It did seem. I don't know if any of you thought the same, because we do know it was always said it was pre-alpha footage. It did seem a bit empty to me. This city that's been untouched and there's no one around. I'm assuming there'll be a reason for all that.
No one
that's
knew it was
sort
there.
Well, yeah, but there's people living there. What's the point in having this
Yeah.
big neon city if there ain't no one there? What's the
I
point?
know.
But no, there
Well,
are people living there. That's
Yeah,
the
but you don't.
question.
Yeah, but we didn't see any white people. We didn't see them. We saw one person with a gun. One.
Yeah, but
Not
the
the
thing is,
cabal. The one person. That's what I mean. But we're still early. We're not. They don't want to show too much, so we could be more in that. Could be a different way to go. So it was nice, bright colour. Gave me that 80s neon punky vibe. The soundtrack was awesome. I enjoyed the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
And like I say, and then Strand as well. I think I preferred the Warlock. What the Warlock had. That was which one had the where it like used them like puppets? Who was that one? I love that.
That was the
Was
Titan.
it the
wasn't it?
Titan?
He stuck his hand up. He stuck his hand up, grabbed hold of the
And
dimension, and pulled down, and it pulled some of the cabal up.
Yeah, and it grabbed him, and they're all stuck. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was Warlock. I thought that was awesome. That was probably the best bit of seeing Strand is where they're all going. Stop.
So glad I play
Stop.
Titan from time to time. Me personally, I think obviously Neo Mooner, that the fact that it's completely different location, it's not like, oh, here you go, derelict, dead place. It's vibrant. It actually doesn't look like it's been destroyed at all. It doesn't look touched. Obviously, I think the fact of the light suppression from the Cabal, that looks good. The fact that it's also, it's going to bring us almost back down to earth, in so to speak. And also, I think the fact of the tormentors, or as I'm going to start calling them, the mini rooks. For anyone who's watched or played the raid,
Oh, are they the ones that can drain? The short of that
the
can
one with
drain you.
the massive
Yeah.
glaive.
And can drain you of your power and your melee and your super. Yeah, that would cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's something different there. It's there's a lot coming to with Lightfall that is very different to anything we've seen before. I mean, they started that with, Witch Queen, enemies with supers that weren't other Guardians. I think we're getting there. I think we're getting to a point now where they're getting on an even playing field with us.
I think it's about time we got a new race, though. A proper new enemy race.
We did though with the Scorn.
Yeah, but they were pretty much just like the Vandals, but wearing less clothes.
Okay, what about the Taken? They were new.
No. Technically,
They were just reskinned. They were just given a texture.
They were just a different color. They were every other character, but a different color. But like of an actual, I'm hoping it might be one maybe when it's like the secrets of Lightfall that there is like a full new different race that we're going to come against when we take on the Witness. There's like going to be an army of different characters. That'd be quite cool. Like you, Stubbsy?
So Lightfall, it looked incredible. The city had a, I wasn't saying like an 80s look, but it's more like, we couldn't see much. It looked like cyberpunk. Not cyberpunk, to be honest.
So
It did, I thought.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
the image I've got up right now is the three different types of guns you go on a war Titan. And what I've just noticed in the background in the top left is it looks like there may be some maybe floating flying ships. So this could be quite a very advanced city.
Mm.
In the
Yeah,
top,
maybe, yeah. Maybe.
left.
Good theory. I'd have to look, but I can't see it from me.
Yeah, I can't see it from this. You'll have to.
So it's
send-
mainly Lightfall. Looks great. The fact they're not sunsetting expansions anymore, which is great, and the promise of the future of Destiny. They seem to be trying their best to produce the best content they can. It looks like a promising future. It does.
Yes, it really does. I think we're going to be entering a phase of Destiny which is pretty much the golden age for players now. But
Agreed.
so let me just. Is there anything anyone else wants to go over while we're before we go dead? I mean, Gamescom. Like I said, I've only watched half of it, so
I've not watched any of Gamescom.
It was rather disappointing, and pretty much you got the reveal of a new Mini Cooper. Kojima's doing a podcast, and literally 90% of the games was rather based in space or with sand. In
fair
fact,
enough.
the very first game they showed off was called Everywhere, and it literally was just a. Yeah, I still don't actually know what the hell the game was about, apart from the hiring for an expert designer in blockchain NFT. So that kind of says stay away from that one. But it was kind of a bit like an advanced version of. Do you remember Project Spark?
Off the top of my head,
The
no.
original Xbox One game, launch game. You kind of like could like a bit like Dreams. You could build and do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
I remember that. Project
Yeah,
Spark.
build a game, build whatever. You could do anything you want, make anything you want, and it crashed and they shut it down because no one played it. Because like, why do I want to pay for a game I've got to build myself? That's like going out for a steak and you cook it yourself in the kitchen, but you pay for it
No offense,
in
I'll
the
probably get it.
restaurant. Yeah, but it's pretty much like I think the idea was it was pretty much like that. You're making all these different games and stuff and playing them and connecting with other people. It looked cool from the CGI trailer. I think the tiniest bit of gameplay was like minute, but
It comes from
not really worth.
It comes from the GTA boss, Leslie Benzes.
Yeah. It's not something I'm going to play. A game, it's called Everywhere, and they didn't really explain it properly. You didn't even find out the name of the game to the end. To be honest, like Dune, there's going to be a Dune MMO coming out. Again, most things wasn't gameplay. It was the tiniest bit of gameplay here and there. Lords of the Fallen looked quite good. A bit of a Bloodborne feel for it, RPG style. That looked good. A little bit more on Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know if any of you have seen it. If you haven't looked, I highly recommend YouTubing it or Googling it or going to the Twitter page. The collector's edition of Hogwarts Legacy. It's literally a book, right? A full-size book with a full-size wand that spins around and floats in a collector's box with a digital game and other bits. It looked really, really cool. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but it looked really, really cool. There's a collector's edition.
I better not let the missus know about that one.
It gets tomorrow. It actually goes on sale to pre-order the collector's edition tomorrow. The 25th,
Do you guys know that BMG didn't know there was a Lord of the Rings movies?
Really?
Yes.
I did. I watched that podcast.
It kicked off quite a Controversy it did.
It did. It cut. I'm telling you,
Wow.
I've had a few messages about how the fuck do you not know that Lord of the Rings wasn't movies? And like,
Have you
why
watched
would I
them?
know? I
Have
know
you
the
watched them?
books. No, I've not watched them yet. I am
Yeah,
going
well,
to.
well, you need to
I-
bloody get 'em watched. You've got all of the
I-
Lord of the Rings and all the Hobbit to watch.
Yeah, it's like I know.
I've not
I know
seen
there's
them,
books.
but I knew they existed.
No, I didn't know there were films. I knew there were books. I knew there was a TV series coming up, and I knew there were games, but I didn't actually know there was films. Films. So
Um, Speaking of, I've got the Sun's article up Gamescom, and something actually for you, BMG here. The new PS5
okay.
DualSense Edge controller.
Don't like it.
What are your thoughts
It's
there?
I do not like it if I'm if I'm honest.
it
It's I don't like the Elite controller. I've not bothered with that because I like the controller that comes with the console. The controller that comes with the console is the controller they want you to use where everything's based around. Having a
What
controller where you can take bits off and change it and buttons on the back, that is just that I would be constantly looking at the back just see where the button is, and I no, it's too much for me. I like simple, easy to use controllers,
so in this
and I
new
like the dual sense as it is. I don't see why make it heavier. Why do I want to have to take the full um, stick out? Why am I just going to use one stick and get rid of the other one? Stupid.
the Some are saying in their article is the additional features and improvements of DualSense Edge are geared more towards hardcore or professional gamers who demand top performance and seek that competitive edge in a fast-paced multiplayer games. So it's
Yeah.
more geared towards, like your Call of Duty leagues, and your Apex Legends, stuff like that. So it's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't maybe Crucible in Destiny. If you're just a casual player, it's probably it's how much do you reckon it's going to be? BMG, I reckon it's probably about 100 quid, like the Elite controller is for Xbox.
No,
The Elite's
the
like
dual-
150
sorry.
to 200 quid, isn't it? The Elite's
Yeah,
150 to 200 quid.
I think you're going to see the dual sense edge because obviously the features that it's got. As you've tried yourself, Shadow Maul, you've come to mind. You've tried out the dual sense, so you know what it has itself. If them sort of features are going to be a bit more advanced and there's more in the controller, you're going to be looking about 189 to £200.
The other thing I'm seeing
I
here
think.
as well is it's saying that it will allow you to save controller profiles. Right, but the Xbox have got a similar thing, but they allow it with any controller that's officially licensed. So if you get the Power A controllers, for instance, wired ones, they are officially licensed by Xbox. You can plug them straight into your Xbox. Don't matter whether it's your original Xbox One, or your Series X. You can save the profile, your control profiles. Say it so that it changes it when you go into certain games, or you can just set it to change, on the fly. You can, but if they're doing that, then that means that's software based. Obviously, saving control profile, obviously software based. So why not just make it available for all the control?
Because it's PlayStation, and PlayStation like to double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip. You buy a game on PlayStation 4, you pay £10 upgrade to get the PlayStation 5 version, and then you pay a full £70, $70 if you want the PC version. You can't. They don't work that way. They don't work how Xbox work. This DualSense Edge is like, if you remember for the DualShock 4, they brought out a connector that plugged into the bottom of the DualShock to give you two back paddles. That was their first attempt to see how. I think that was like their test there to see the response for it, and apparently it was very, very, very positive. People used it. They sold a lot of them, and I think that's kind of what spurred them on for the DualSense Edge. It's not a controller for me.
I mean,
It wasted on me.
if I was going to spend maybe let's say for example it's £200 for this PlayStation controller. At £200, I'd expect it to have a full fucking disco rave coming out of the bloody thing. The touchpad with lasers going everywhere and a fucking dinky little disco ball popping out of it. And I'd expect it to be bloody doing that sort of shit, not just changing the way that changing the location of the lights and allowing it to pop the bloody sticks off.
But
Yeah.
you've also got to remember, you look at, like Stub was saying, that, like I say, the Elite controllers are expensive, but the Dual Sense Edge is also going to have adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, which the Elite controller doesn't. So it's got that big advantage as well
Yeah.
to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, like you said before, I came up
Mm.
tried it out, and I was honestly, I'm off tempted to just give my other half my Xbox controller and go out and buy me a PS5
Your
controller
Dual Sense,
to use my
it
PC.
does. Your Dual Sense will hook up to your PC.
Yeah,
It's
I could
designed,
use it
you
in
can
Steam,
do
and
that.
Steam does actually have for some games, not all, but there is a profile in the controller settings. We can enable the PS5 controller and install the drivers for it through Steam. Don't have to go to PlayStation website or GitHub or wherever. You can just do Steam, and it just
Yeah,
just
yeah,
works. You can do it wirelessly.
yeah.
I am tempted to just go and buy a PS5 controller
They're
just to
quite,
get the
they're
pure
fairly quite
experience from
reasonably
it.
priced. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
hard because it's like when if someone hasn't used the dual sense before, it's hard to explain to someone in words in what you feel, because you can tell someone, I feel raindrops in my hands, but it's like, well, that doesn't make sense until you've got it in your hands and you're actually feeling the individual raindrops, depending how heavy the
I
rain
was
is,
I was
in all
absolutely
different places.
I
Yeah,
was absolutely blown away
Raindrops.
by that.
You can
Yeah.
feel raindrops.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can actually feel
you
like
feel-
when you like you look at like when you're looking on the screen, like say like you're in third person, and you see a raindrop hit, say hit the character on the head, you genuinely feel that in the controller. Each and every individual drop you feel in
Yeah.
the controller and in the trigger. The other
Yeah.
thing that I did notice, what was that
Oh,
game
Go
that
and
I
try my
was?
brother's then.
yeah.
I have to
What
go and
what-
tell you, I have to
What was
go
that
to my
game that
brother's
you
house.
dumped me on BMG? That one when a
Returnal
Returnal,
or the
that's the one.
robot.
And
Yeah, return. Yeah,
where I was like pulling on the trigger, and you can genuinely feel the resistance in the triggers, and then like because you're firing a weapon, I was there like pulling back on it, feeling it get really stiff, and then it's like a click, and it just goes back, and that's when you know you've fired the gun on there. Is that click that you
Oh.
feel?
I've just turned it on.
So I was absolutely blown away by it. I've heard
Yeah.
from other people as well that I have spoken to in Discords and in that it does work with F122 as well, and the harder you push on it, on the throttle, the more you know the more you feel the resistance the actual pedals
Yeah.
in game. It's the same
Yeah.
with braking. You start braking, you feel the resistance of it building up, and if you lock up, it all just goes. You just end up with no braking, and
We've-
I think that's just absolutely
With Deathloop, because Deathloop, I had that for the PS5. When you're shooting, obviously it's different resistances. It's only the back triggers. It's not the two front. It's only the back, but you have different resistances for different weapons. If you know, like stall the weapon, lock the weapon, you can't push that down. It will lock until
Yeah.
you've like rejigged your gun. It will lock and will not let you push that down. But yeah, you feel everything through here, all through the front. You know, you're holding it in your hand. If it's raining, you'll feel it all in your hands. It's
it's
amazing piece of kit.
Yeah.
One game that I have noticed on this article that is coming is Goat Simulator 3. I did play the first one. I was quite amused with it. I got a couple hours of amusing playtime from it, and I don't know. I think it was in the Game Pass. I'm not sure if it is. I'll have to.
I think it still is. Yeah, I think it still is.
But
Again.
I found it quite amusing. Just running around as a goat, chucking it ragdoll.
But there isn't a number 2. They've just gone straight to number 3, which is very bizarre. There isn't a Goat Simulator 2. They've just done a Goat Simulator 3.
Just like how Samsung jumped to the Samsung
Yeah, it's
Galaxy
crazy.
S10, jumped to it.
And yeah, it's
20.
crazy. Oh,
Oh.
I tell you what did get a release date. It's only been like forever in development and gone to multiple studios. Dead Island 2 has a February release date. February 9th.
Why are they burying it? That's when every game's coming out. February. That's where all the games
Yeah,
been pushed to.
yeah. Oh, what? I
All
can't
getting
remember
out of the
what
way of
game
God
it
of
was.
War.
No, there's a game actually coming out the day before God of War, and I can't remember what it is now.
Oh, it's that game they want to bury, the pirate game.
See if
Skull and
he-
Bones. Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. By Ubisoft. They want to bury it. They're like, fuck this, we're
Yeah.
going to get in the way of God of War.
Yeah.
I'd say overall, Gamescom Opening Night Live was quite disappointing. They introduced a couple of like giving away awards, and it just didn't make sense. And some of the stuff they were telling you weren't really explaining anything. It was like some stuff didn't make sense. Like talking about games without actually telling you the name of the game to the end, and then you weren't getting gameplay, and it was like
Or was
it
it just
was
like
literally.
or was it just like game engine footage?
Yeah.
Yeah, 80% of what you saw was in space, and then like 15% involved sand. There was like one underwater, and the Aquatic Dreams they showed off one of their new games, which I'm surprised with because they're working on a Star Wars game which is in development hell apparently, but yet they were showing off this underwater game, and it was like don't make sense.
Yeah.
I think Disney need to take a step back. Star Wars game. I think they need to take a step back and say, right, who can we trust to make a Star Wars game? It's not going to flop. It's not going to be full of gambling. There's going to make it and stick true to its word. You know, release it in a playable state.
No, they've changed. Believe it, Disney have actually changed the way they work now.
It's just,
by
it's
the
just
way,
open for
there's
anyone to make.
there's a Disney Marvel showcase on the 10th of September as well, which is a first for them. No, what they've done is even with partners and games, they have to obviously things have to be shown to them as well as the publisher and what have you before anything moves forward. I don't know if you've seen. There's been a lot of controversy and issues with Knights of the Old Republic.
Remaster.
Disney and Sony got the remake. Got Disney and Sony got shown a slice of the game, and they pretty much said it was god awful. They've now taken the game off Aspire, taken it off them, and it's gone to was it Saber Interactive?
Yeah, that's it, Saber Interactive.
Yeah. Saber Interactive have now been given it.
Sony have got the bollocks to do that because they did that back in God of War 2018. The game got changed. Yoshida said don't like it, so they went back to the drawing board. I watched a documentary on it, and although they didn't give it to another studio, they did actually tell them this isn't releasing. It needs to change, and Sony do have the balls to do stuff like that.
Yeah, but Disney as well are.
Or Disney will protecting their IP.
They're tightening more on their IP now than they've ever done with gaming before. Before they'll just give you the license, like EA. EA was a bit of a different story because it was back, God knows how many years, 7 years ago, when it was when Disney were just trying to get people to make games, and they got signed into this contract. I don't know the details of the contract. Clearly, EA had a lot of free reign on whatever they wanted to do, and it's only when things were getting to the point where it was damaging to the IP itself and the name that Disney, obviously, we know they stepped in and spoke to EA and said, what the hell's going on with the whole Battlefront 2 situation, which was changed, rectified. Battlefront 2 is a fun game to play. It really is, but now they are very much quite tight on what they do. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the Disney property is and what company it is, Disney have to get the pitch, Disney have to see the pitch, Disney have to see the slice of the game and what the game's going to be, regardless of whether it's Sony, Microsoft, embrace
See,
Tencent,
see,
they've still got a
mm,
hold in on it.
no, not with Spider-Man. Sony's got too much leeway.
That's
Marvel
different.
don't have the
That's
power over
different
them.
though.
You know,
No, it's a bit different with Spider-Man because X amount of rights of the character, movies, games, whatever,
Yeah.
is with Sony. But obviously Marvel still have some rights to it, to the character,
Yeah.
or characters. So there is, but they work
Marvel,
quite well together. Sony wouldn't
Marvel,
do bad with Spider-Man, I
Right.
don't think.
Marvel only own the um, the merchandising rights to Spider-Man because years ago
And the
Sony was
comics.
hard. Yeah,
And the
obviously,
comics.
Sony was
Yeah.
hard up years ago, and they used to own more IP, and they sold the merchandising rights back to Marvel.
Well,
It is.
Marvel used to obviously own it, but they had
The
to sell it off, didn't they?
merchandising rights pulls in $1.3 billion per year without a movie coming out, just on Spider-Man alone. That tells you
But,
how big that.
yeah, but I believe, is it if Sony doesn't do something with the IP, whether it be film or game,
They
over
stop
X amount
releasing
of time,
movies.
yeah,
It defaults
the
back to
rights
Marvel.
to Marvel, yeah. I can't
Yeah.
remember recently there was a
There's a
film.
fallout. It was
N-
they
No,
fixed it.
there was a film company, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, that was it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make a Tomb Raider film, over within a certain amount of time, the actual rights to the movie is now reverted back to the original owner. So what was going to be the new Tomb Raider film, because obviously they kind of like rebooted it, that's gone now because the rights have
Yes.
reverted back to the original owner because they didn't do anything over a next period of time. Same with that's why you will see more Spider-Man films, but Marvel work very well with Sony lately with the Spider-Man IP. Because you can tell. You look at Venom and how bad of a film that is. You look at what was the last thing they did? I can't remember. Morbius. Look at them.
Morbius.
That sort of thing. Because Sony have the rights to Morbius, and look at what a mess their films are. So you can tell where Marvel have had that touch over the Spider-Man IP and how they've stepped in to help and they're working together. So they've got a really good relationship. I think the relationship between Sony and Marvel, Disney, are on a really good place and quite a strong connection. So I think they're more happy working in tangent and well together because they're both making shit tons of money.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Marvel and properties that Marvel owns, and especially for the older members of this panel, Monkey Island returns.
Oh, is it? No.
No,
Finally.
never liked it.
Finally.
Never liked it.
I know, right? Finally.
Why do you make me sound like an old bastard?
Randy,
Same.
how old?
I'm older than both of yous.
Yeah, you are.
How old are you?
27.
What? 27.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ah,
27.
Me and Razza are 27.
Okay, now I'm older than both of you, but not BMG.
Ah.
I'm 36.
With the heart of a 23-year-old.
Hang on. Just trying to work out how fucking old I am. I can't
Ah.
remember now.
Apparently,
Stubbs is that old, he can't remember his age.
apparently BMG drinks like a 23.
Dementia's
well.
setting in. Dementia's setting in.
I drink like an 18-year-old, me.
Yeah, you do.
I'm down with the kids.
Yeah, you should get a snapback. Get an Atari snapback. Like what I've got.
Well, I think
I would put it on, but unfortunately this bush kind of doesn't kind of pushes it back up and off my head.
I really just want to shave your head. Or shave the middle out. Just leave
Well,
the sides.
Well, I'm sorry, BMG, but I don't want the light reflecting off my head like it does. I mean,
Hey,
bloody
well,
bloody hell, they don't need cones. They could just stick
I looked it
BMG
up
out on the
some-
motorway.
I
Right,
looked
well,
it up
seeing-
because I'm thick. I'm 37.
Oh, so I'm not the oldest.
no.
Sorry, Ryan. Razza, go on.
Right, well, seeing as though this is now devolving into insults and just straight up insults, I think it's about it would be a good time to end this show. So, Shadow Mole, where can we find you?
Which Twitter Shadow_Maul.
Uh,
Just to keep it short and simple.
Resident Bald Man.
Yes, you can obviously find me here on Stasis Chat, and obviously I sort of handle the Twitter side there as well, so you can catch me there. You can also catch me at Boldman Gamer on Twitter. You can catch me at Boldman Gamer and Boldman Gamer 86 on PlayStation and Xbox. You can also find me on the XBL Party podcast. Currently on holiday break at the moment, but there should be some information coming soon as to when we come back live. We're still ironing out the details, but there's loads of other content, reviews, streams, and everything going over there. So I highly recommend checking it out. And you can also find me once a month on Roundtable Gaming with our host Stubbs Gaming over on his channel once a month. We kind of planned that last minute on a date, so I can't give you a date today. And other than that, that's pretty much it, really, for me.
And Stubbs, where can we find you?
Oh, did you have to ask that?
Yes.
We all get the same treatment,
You can
Stubbs.
find me at Stubbs Gaming on Twitter, at Stubbs Gaming YouTube channel. Midweek Gaming is returning 7th of September with myself, Animated Evil, Cerebral Paul, and Removal Sanity. We'll be returning then. Also, every 2 weeks, I do a show with Centurion, Plastic Platforms. Also, host a monthly show called Roundtable Gaming, where myself, Luke Steele, and EMG, we have a guest on and just talk about whatever. Based on the last show, we were talking about TV and all sorts.
Oh, birds of a feather. Birds of a feather have all
Yeah.
things we could talk about.
Yeah,
Birds of a feather.
I know. And I've also come on Stasis Chat podcast. I don't know how often that's going to be happening, but I'm on there. Also on, I do my interview podcast, Subscast, and the new one BMG invented was when we just going live with Stubbs.
I forgot about that one. Going live with Stubbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just
So,
spontaneous one. Yeah.
That was the first time you saw me in a podcast.
Yeah, I've got
Same
too many
Ryan.
podcasts, but basically just look for Stubbs Gaming and go in the description. This show, Stasis Chat, will be on podcast platforms, but I have to download the show, submit it, then submit it to Apple. So it could take a few weeks before it appears everywhere. It could, but eventually this show will be on all podcast platforms. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Help us grow. Drop a like, and please share. I've probably took Ryan's job away there. You can say it again if you'd like.
So yeah, if you'd like to like, subscribe, join us next time over here on Stasis Chat.
Don't forget to share it with your friends and family as well.
Anyone else want to invite join in on? But yeah, so yeah, you'll find me here on YouTube as Anime Razza, same on Twitch, same on Twitter. But yeah, subscribe to this channel over at Stasis Chat, and yeah, remember guys, stay frosty.
Hang on. Just literally before we jump, we haven't got a concrete date time yet for the next show, but keep an eye out on Twitter for that announcement.
Yes.
There is I think all the links are down in the Discord, including the Discord, where you can chat to us literally at any point during the day.
Yeah. So for now, guys, stay frosty.
Bye, guys.
See ya.